Hello, my friend. Come on in and have a seat. Today will be episode 2, or snake free plants. Let's get on with the show. Today is Friday of letting these plants sit in water and wait to get propagated. I had some issues that kept me from getting this done till now, so the plants are a little more high risk of success. I'll show you in a minute how I should have done it the first day, but you can see many of the plants are really happy in the water. So let's get on with the show of propagating free plants. I've set up everything I need right here. Little cells, containers, and soil. All I need is possibly a rooting hormone or water. Sometimes honey can be a rooting hormone, sometimes willow bark or willow branches and leaves can be a rooting hormone. Let's go to the back and check out the willow. This right here is a sneaky willow that I propagated. My grandson and I took a branch cutting from a lower branch at the elementary school. They normally trim the lower branches anyway, so I saved its life and turned it into a tree. This is kind of the wrong time of year to be cutting and taking samples. It's the middle of July, but see how this branch right here is going and crossing into that one, and it's really low on the tree. I'm going to clip it off right here, or that works. We're going to take this up and make some sneaky willows along with using it for rooting hormone. Now that we have our willow hardwood cutting for rooting hormone, I'm just going to cut off really close to the stem all these lower branches, and they can be propagated into new trees too, simply by removing some of the top growth and taking these guys away. Taking all the leaves off the bottom. This is probably a 12-inch cutting where you kind of only want a small cutting. Put it in the water here and see. Oops, I lost the lid. That'll work. We'll just keep on cutting and filling this up with even a tiny little bit of green will be okay. It's less stress on the branches. And how the nodes go straight up, you want to keep them in the upright position. Otherwise you would be getting a tree to grow straight down. The bark itself here is propagatable too. It's really hard to cut though. Hey, Silk. Silk is coming in to visit. And this is not the right tool, but we'll put that in there. And you just need a lid for the container. Some areas you don't need a lid. So I have another thing that's taller that I can put over this and keep it going. With the Japanese willow that I took cuttings from, with the Japanese maple I took cuttings from, it's also the same way. You want to cut it right below a node, and a node is where the branch comes out. Take off the branch and this is already dying from being out of water or out of soil so long, so I'm going to cut all the new growth off and to put the old growth in water and make sure the nodes are under the water. And then I'm going to take this branch here that's new growth and put it in there too. You really don't need the leaves, but if you have them, you know, use very little of them. And I've got 2 cuttings. These guys are falling out of the water. Let me get them back in. All I did was put water in this pot and spare aspirin, because aspirin has willow bark in it, so it helps to keep the plants alive. Here's another one. And this has pretty much green that's still alive. So, and it has a fork, so that's not good, but we're going to put that fork underground. And the top doesn't look too bad, but it may not live. So, who do we take off? You know, randomly take off some green, and if the green starts wilting, then take off more green. And I'd kind of like to keep this like this, but there's always a chance that it's not going to make it, so you have to sacrifice. This side's doing better, this side's not doing so well, so cut that side off and put the rest in water. And I'll probably get a taller glass of water to where these roots are in deeper. I'm just using this as a display right now. But you have the idea on how to hardwood propagate into water to root. Let's go on to some of the other plants that, like I'm not sure, I think this is mundo grass, and how I brought it home was I put everything in Ziploc bags with wet paper towel to keep them moist. This one I forgot to put into the water with the aspirin, so it's not as happy as the other plants, but it'll be okay. All I'm going to do is take the little cells here and put some potting soil in it. Level it off and pack it down so it has wicking ability, and put each one of these in their own little cell. You want to put them in, if you can see right here, put them in this deep into the soil. You can bring up some soil around it too to keep it in place if you've pressed in too much. I hope all that was in focus. It'll be kind of hard to redo all that. I've also started another pineapple plant, and because the one I had that was 4 years old got left out, and the cold hit it last October while I was in the hospital. Let me put these guys to the side so that I can make more cuttings. The sweet potato vines that you saw in the other video, let's see. Okay, they haven't been in the water, but you can kind of start to see right here it's starting to sprout a root. But let's get it in a container. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Okay. This is the vine from the wisteria, and you can see there's nodes here, 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 here that would have had the leaves coming up. I'm going to take this and cut it 2 inches on each side of the node. Need to get my scissors out. I actually need to go get scissors for this because this isn't sharp enough. Hang on just a second. Yeah, I'm back. I'll bring this a little closer. See how the leaf is coming up this way? You want to go over like a couple fingers and cut it off, and have a couple fingers worth on each side of the node. New roots will grow down in this area. And just take a bigger container that it'll fit in, like this, and put soil on it, in it and on top of it. Keep it watered really well, just like this. And it's okay, there's not many leaves or any leaves. It'll start growing its own. And here's the sweet potato plant that, if you take a look, there's already roots started from it being in water. Gonna do the same thing. I could actually put it just in a plant container, but I don't have one going at this moment. Put soil on it, and there it is. That easy. I dropped, okay, this is a ground cover that I dropped, and I'm gonna just strip the leaves off here, leave a couple on top, and put it in a container the same way. All the rest of them are the same way. Just keep them watered and put them in a container. I'm not sure if that was a vine or a bush. Here's more roots. And this one, same way, just put them in a container or keep them in water till they root. And here's another wisteria to cut down and do the same way. It's gonna have a struggle, but here's a butterfly bush that I cut on Saturday night, and it's a real struggle. This one may or may not take it root, but we're gonna give it a shot. Before I close, I'd like to make a correction. The grass is blue fescue, and Festuca, ovina, glauca. I'm not good at saying the correct words, but here's a look at these guys are still in water, getting more roots. But these are in the window here with Harry, the cactus, and they're getting indirect sunlight. And up here, they're more shaded. And it would be best just to put them in the back of the room where they get sunlight in the room. And then it'll take a long time for the roots to start forming, so don't be impatient. And most of the leaves that are on here will fall off. It's not unless the stem gets wet and gucky in there that you want to take it out. Otherwise, continue waiting for roots to form. But look in my playlist and over here to the side, right here, and I'll have a video of how I got these plants. And you really want to do this in spring, not in the middle of summer, in the middle of heat. And if you do it in fall, you might have to babysit them all winter because they won't have their roots developed. But thanks again for watching and coming on another sneaky adventure with me. Have a wonderful day.